the Bears are who we thought they were. That's why we took the damn field. Now, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass. But they are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook.
You play to win the game. Hello? You play to win the game. You don't play to just play it.
Come after me! I'm a man! I'm 40! I'm not a kid!
But we talking about practice, man. What are we talking about? Practice? We talking about practice, man. We talking about practice. We talking about practice. We ain't talking about the game. We talking about practice, man. How the hell can I make my teammates better by practice?
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
So, like, seriously, 3 running backs, what were you thinking? Not working out.
3 running backs.
Yep. Brandon also took 2 wide receivers that are now injured and will not be playing. So, not going to go with this draft strategy next time.
No.
So, Chris, what is going to be the downfall of your season this year? Why will you lose in 2008? Well, AJ, once again, for a second straight year, you made the worst pick of the draft and took Ronald Curry. Is this just kind of your thing? Like, you want to make the worst pick of the draft?
It works out well for me. You know, last time I had a real bad pick when, was it
Yeah,
Todd Heap. I came in 3rd place.
But I think it was Quinn Sipanewski who was really the worst move ever. Does Jimmy really cry at night when his team loses?
No.
He doesn't? No.
He says lots of bad words.
I think I do. She just says
Alright, welcome back to Behind the Numbers, Week 1. We've got a great show for you today. I'm going to talk a little bit about the draft, give my take on how things went. I'm also going to talk to the esteemed commish, as well as have an opportunity to break down the game of the week, and here's your hint, I'm in it. So let's just go ahead and go right to our first segment. Alright, here's my take. Let's start with some of the best picks of the draft. One of the best picks of the draft, I think, right now, as much as I hate to admit it, is my old colleague, the Institute. That pick late in the draft with Rudy Johnson is really paying off. At the time, uncertainty was abounding. We didn't know whether Rudy was going to be on a team or not, whether he'd land on his feet. Well, apparently he has with the Detroit Lions, and he just yanked Tatum Bell's job. But Tatum Bell also yanked something of his. That's right, he took his luggage. You gotta think, I mean, this is one of the dumbest criminal stories ever. It should make one of those specials that you see late at night. Tatum Bell is just chilling outside of Matt Millen's office. Rudy's in there, you know, locking down his deal. Tatum probably knows what's going on, so, you know, Rudy's got to be thinking, all right, so we got this, you know, I need a job. They need a running back. I'm good, you know. Comes outside, he's like, hold on, where's my bags at? Left his bags right outside the office, and they're taken. Allegedly by Tatum Bell. When I say allegedly, I mean probably, I mean definitely, I mean they got it on tape, so we know he did it, Lee. Alright? Tatum Bell took his bags, and the way we found out is because Matt Millen has a camera right outside his office, one of those, you know, little spy cameras that sit up in the ceiling. Now you gotta wonder, I mean, I get it, Matt Millen, you're not the most popular dude in Detroit, but if for job security, and by I mean your physical health security, you have to have cameras outside your office, that's not good, bro. That is not what you're looking for in your job, that you need cameras to make sure no one comes in and, you know, kills you during the middle of the workday. Some of the worst picks of the draft you may not be surprised to know, the esteemed, well, not esteemed actually, the infamous, the nefarious, the useless, probationary status number 2 went with Ronald Curry in round 8. Yeah, probably could have waited on him, and by waited on him, I mean you could still be waiting on him and probably have him on your team if you wanted. Another couple guys, you know, I'm not one that wants to pile on to Brandon. You know, I have massive man love for you, Brandon, but you only took 3 running backs. You do realize that they're kind of important in fantasy drafts, right? And no, don't laugh over, babe, because you did the same thing.
So listen,
Can I have your number? Could I have it? Could I have?
Can I have your wide receivers? Is that possible? Can I have your wide receivers? Can I have them? Can I have them? Now, Brandon, you also took 2 injured wide receivers to stash on your bench with Kevin Curtis and Bobby Ingram. I don't really know what your strategy was there. All right, Commish, so the 2008 draft is now over. How are you feeling about the league?
I thought it was another excellent showing by everyone. We had added the new draft technology, the EA Sports Madden draft tracker. I thought that added the new touch to the league. I thought that even though Mr. Homeplate and Mr. Bienvenu couldn't make it, but it went off pretty well with the teleconferencing there on the phone and on the chat. So I thought it went pretty well. I thought everybody had a good time, and it was fun, and that's the purpose of the league.
You've proclaimed yourself the gold standard. Is there any way, do you see yourself as the Commish, as a brand? Do you think that your brand is in decline, that people don't fear you as much now, and how can you get that back?
Well, first off, I like that you mentioned me as a brand. I really like that. That's, I need to look into that. I think that, the NFL is a sport that changes, and sometimes people get fat and happy, and they get a little too boastful and a little too prideful, and they stick with their ways. And when you don't change, you fall by the wayside. But the mark of a great champion is someone who can look at those mistakes of the past and adapt to the future. I feel like when I walked through that draft on Sunday afternoon, I was extremely confident that I made a strategic plan, and I executed that plan flawlessly, exactly to what I wanted to do. I've never been prouder of a draft in my life. So I feel that we have the tools in place to make a run at that championship fantasy bowl and get back to where we belong.
So if you got to put four teams in the playoffs right now, who would it be?
Oh, well, let's just go ahead with 3 because we know who that first place will be. Obviously, the Commish. Some other teams I like. I think Umpha's got a pretty sneaky good team here. If Roddy White can bounce back and Joe Galloway can keep doing what he's doing with Terrell Owens, I think he has some solid wide receivers. He's got good depth at running back with Parker, McFadden, and Turner, and playing Roma at quarterback. I think he had the right idea in the first go around. The Dallas Cowboys connection scares me a little bit because if they go down, as Pro Football Prospectus predicts this year, that could be a little dicey. But I think he's got an interesting team to start the year. In the other 2 top 4, I think that VZ has a pretty nice team. Like Johnson's here, he usually has a pretty steady team. But it's one of these upside teams. Andre Johnson, Steve Smith, Calvin Johnson. They could be really, really good or really, really bad. No one's really knowing what's going on there. Then you can also got Steven Jackson, Larry Johnson. I just think that BC is one of these boom or bust teams. He's either going to finish 8th or he's going to finish in the top 4. So I don't think there's any middle ground for him. And finally, I'm going to have to go with this isn't a homer pick here, but I thought you made some good moves. And even though you had to adjust, I think Black is for Sunday had some good picks with Colston. I really, really, really like Colston this year. I think he could have a breakout year. Wes Welker, I think, will be solid. And, 3 solid running backs. I think Donald Driver and Nate Burleson were kind of a steal where they went for your running back depth. Kevin Smith doesn't look obviously as good as he did on Sunday afternoon now, but I think you got, and then just the steals with Warren Garrard. I think you have a solid team that definitely has a shot. I think there's a couple other teams in there that could make a move, but we'll just have to see.
Well, we'll write it down. We'll put it on the board, and we'll get back to you. But thanks, Commish. I appreciate you coming in for the interview. I don't have time left. I don't even have time to go into the full details of the Institute versus Black is for Sunday this week. I'll just say it's been more than 4 years since I've beaten VZ in fantasy football, but this is the week the streak ends. I'm very glad I'm not playing Steve Smith this week. I'm going to put up a 20-point victory on VZ. Put it on the board. Thank you so much for listening to the podcast. I'll see you next week. I'm out.